And in everything you transit, you have a lot of background stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, even from like the very first track, the ambulance and all that stuff. So let's touch on that record really quick. So that record was, I mean, a lot of that stuff seems to me like it was kind of like written like about like the cancer and that kind of whole process that you went through with that. Is that fair?
Transit, are you talking about?
Yeah.
It was written entirely before I got sick.
Yeah.
And then it's funny because I get asked the question a lot, especially as, you know, with so much time in between, you know, the timeline gets a little tricky because it seems like it would be. But no, that was sort of the bizarre kind of a twist on that record was when I actually finished, the day I finished that record was the day that the previous day I had taken blood work with the doctor.
Oh, really?
Because I was on tour. And the doctor actually called me the day I had finished mastering the album and said, your blood work is horrible. You gotta go.
Wow.
You know, and so yeah, looking back through the lyrics and stuff, I mean, granted, obviously it's a coincidence and not like some sort of, you know, but yeah, it was I think just because that period of time was just this kind of crazy moment in my life, and I sort of used this analogy throughout of doctors and hospitals and being sick, and you know, that I wound up there when it was all said and done. It's definitely a lot.
That's crazy. And so then with the new record, what's kind of, I mean, the grounds for the story that's told now?
Well, I mean, I think, you know, I wanted it, you know, especially even as it related to Transit, even though Transit was never intended to be a record about being sick, but it ended up kind of playing out that way. I didn't really want this record to be that. You know, I think I waited a little while and gave a little space in between the recording of the two, and gave myself some time to recover. And I think I found the theme that I really gravitated towards, and the thing that sort of carried me through a lot of it was this idea of, you know, hope in hopeless places. You know what I mean? The idea of trying to overcome something. You know, and I think for me, the whole having been sick, at the point that I wrote most of this record, I was pretty well, but it was this sort of idea of reacclimating to the world and kind of trying to find a balance, you know, in the aftermath of all that.
Gotcha. So what type of cancer were you fighting with? Or
it was leukemia. It was acute lymphocytic leukemia.
That's ALL,
right?
It's
Yeah.
blood cancer.
Exactly.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I'm not fighting it anymore. It's been, you know, I've been in remission now 4 years. So I like to say I'm on the other side of it.
Nice.
And now, you know, hoping that anything that sort of comes from the conversation I have, you know, can be played into the foundation that I started, and
Sure.
And you know, try and raise awareness for other people as well.
That's very cool. So let's go back in history a little bit with something corporate.
Yeah.
Talk a little of the old school stuff. The band obviously no longer together. Everybody's kind of doing their. I mean, you're doing Jack and William Tell is in existence.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Is William Tell, is that his name? Or
that's exactly that is his given name. Yes,
right,
absolutely.
That's cool. So is there any chance of any kind of a reunion or a get back together kind of deal and do new stuff, or?
Yeah, I would say definitely at least go back and try and do a tour with the existing material. You know what I mean? We also have like a whole bunch of B-sides and things like that we never really put out properly. That I could see us kind of, you know, coming back together around a time if we're going to do a tour or something to try and unearth some of the material that hasn't seen the light of day. You know, this is definitely what I'm doing. Making music on my own is sort of is a release that I think I found in the later days of something corporate wasn't really possible because it became so democratic that sometimes you just have to give up your vision to accommodate. Granted, I don't think it ended up playing out in a major way at all on the records that we made, but it sort of started going that direction, you know. So I think I learned something about myself, you know, the band going on hiatus, I think was all of us just realizing, you know, as much as we loved doing it, that it wasn't really wasn't as satisfying as it had been.
Gotcha.
You know, and this is that. But that said, we're still here friends. I love getting on stage with those guys, and I would love to see that happen.
That's cool. And I know, like, as far as the style of the music, I mean, we're kind of talking about inverse things.
Right.
I mean, it's still you, and that's, you know, a common element. But I mean, jumping on the piano, bare feet, just stomping around playing the song. I mean, that's so cool.
You'll get some of that tonight. I still beat the crap out of them. There's still an element.
And you've been playing a stack, right? You're playing
an upright with something corporate, and with Jack, you know, Mike in upright is just such a pain. sort of retired and now we're on.
Right. Does it still exist? Is it still
Yeah. I have
still stickers and everything else?
Absolutely.
Right.
The North piano is what I wrote a lot of, or at least some of the early stuff for this most recent record. Is also what I wrote Transit on, and it was sort of it was a piano. It was that piano. Or actually, I'm sorry. Let me phrase that. The piano we did with Warped Tour, the one we had on Warped Tour with all the stickers on the side,
right?
The black one.
Yeah.
That was the one I wrote Transit with this one on. And like Lullaby, the song Lullaby on the new record is actually sort of my goodbye song to the piano, because I was moving a house where I could have a grand piano, so I put the upright in storage and I wrote Lullaby on that piano.
But they still exist.
Oh yeah, they're still there. I have a storage space with all my